Thank you for watching the On3 Performance Turbo Kit installation on my 1987 Mustang GT. We're going to start here by unboxing the intercooler and setting it down in front of the radiator to see where it's going to sit. And use a couple of jack stands to help hold it in place. Based on the test fitment, the power steering cooling line was in the way. To get the proper clearance, I removed the support bracket from the core support. This will allow the lines to move closer to the core support and give you more room for the cold side piping. I then moved the top of the power steering cooling line to the back side of the core support. This gave me the proper clearance and more room. Now you'll put the intercooler back into place, so that way you can start mocking up the cold side pipes. Just a side note, intercooler placement will vary based on your personal setup. I am placing mine very tight against the core support, which will require additional modification, which I will cover later. Once you believe you have the proper placement of your intercooler, go ahead and test fit your front bumper to verify fitment. Now it's time to move on to the cold side piping. Go ahead and start by the long L-shaped pipe. This pipe will run from the turbo that goes down and mates with the U-pipe. You can grab a clamp and grab the reducer coupler and go ahead and start tightening up the clamp that goes to the pipe side. Now you can slide the pipe and coupler onto the turbo. You can go ahead and put the clamp on if you'd like, but leave it loose enough so that way you can still get some adjustment. You can now grab the U-pipe, and if you'd like to, go ahead and slide two couplers, one on each end. Now grab the supplied On3 Performance blow-off valve, so that way we can install this on the U-pipe. Place the blow-off valve on its flange, and go ahead and secure the clamp around it. Now install the vacuum fitting at the top of the blow-off valve. At this point, you can go ahead and install two clamps, one on each side of the U-pipe facing towards the pipe. Now you can maneuver the U-pipe into place. As you can see, I used a jack stand to help hold up the long L-pipe coming from the turbo. The main goal here is to get the pipes into the receiving end of the coupler. Now place a coupler on the shorter end of the smaller L pipe and run it from the intercooler to the passenger side inner fender well. Once you verify you have proper fitment of the pipes leading from the passenger side of the intercooler, you can then go ahead and install the new clamps and tighten them down on the pipes leading from the turbo going to the driver's side of the intercooler. Once you have tightened down those clamps, go ahead and tighten down the cold side of the turbo housing. The next step will vary based on your personal setup. My engine bay was shaved and only cut a hole just for the 3.5 inch Anderson power pipe. As you can see, I'm test fitting the pipe now, so therefore I can mark the hole to see how much more material I need to remove to get the proper fitment. I recommend using some blue painter's tape so that you can make a clear marking indication of where you're going to be cutting. These steps may seem repetitive, but I always recommend measuring multiple times, test fitting and test fitting again before making your cut. Once you have the spot marked, go ahead and start cutting it out with either an air-powered body saw like you see here or another cutting tool. Once you have finished cutting, go ahead and use an air nozzle and get rid of all the extra dust and metal specks in your engine bay. Go ahead and reinstall your charge pipe to verify the cut you made will give you the necessary clearance for the installation. Now we're going to install the intercooler mounting brackets. On3 Performance does not supply these, so you have to source these and make these yourself. It's going to vary based on your setup and how you want to make these. I used to make mine were pretty simple. I just bought a couple pieces of flat welding iron, bent a couple spots for a 90-degree angle, and drilled some mounting holes. You are also going to have to source the mounting hardware itself. Once you have the brackets and hardware loosely in place, go ahead and start snugging down all the bolts. That covers just about all the cold side and intercooler installation. Now I'm going to have to make a couple slight modifications to the remaining pipes coming out of the passenger side of the intercooler. I will cover this in the next video. And that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for part 5.